reports of any injuries or anything like that?
At this time, I haven't got any reports of any injuries. I think that has been minimal. And I think that's because people have had the opportunity prior to, at this time, to get to places where they'll be safe there. And I
Give us the opinion that you can come and collect insurance for me real pretty early.
Today, and that is, when you have the threat, make preparation, and that is exactly what has been done by the governing body of the county.
Just the fix where.
Sheriff, we don't want to hold you long, but we do ask you to do a few thoughts or any thoughts that you want to pass along to people. Obviously, you don't want them calling 911. You don't want them calling frivolous information or seeking that type of information. What other advice can you pass along at this time?
Well, the advice that I would pass along, if you need transport to a shelter, you need it, then we are going to provide it. If you have your own transportation, then you can handle the driving there just as well as we can. Just be cautious and be aware that there is a lot of water on the road, a lot of wind.
What if I get wet on? Oh man. Okay, I'm outside now. I'm underneath the front porch. Man, it's windy. Cars are alright so far. Whew. Man, you can hear it. Trees are down across the street. Trees are down everywhere. Waiting for this trailer to go. Good grief. Okay, all right, Bertha, we've seen enough.
Are you all with it?
No, not in the rain. Find a plastic bag to put over it, I would. We got doves out there. I'm glad we cut down that oak tree.
Look how the apple tree right there, just the top is seared off.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm coming in. Okay. Okay, well, we gotta get inside now. Steven says the eye is almost here. Heard it on the radio. All the power has been out for about an hour and a half now. We got our battery radios out.
Normally by the end of the day we were wearing long faces because it had sort of moved on.
Well, Hugo was headed this way. I spent that night down at Dixon waiting for Hugo to come.
Right.
What a place to be when Hugo comes.
Yeah. Although I know the adrenaline is pumping for us when this thing is going on, but it's another thing to actually see some of the damage that is occurring.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's really bad, really is.
Right. Well, Cliff, thanks for checking in with us. If you will give us a call a little later on, let us know how things are going.
Will do.
Great, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Right now we have Alan Covey from WITN TV7. He is on line 4.
Go ahead.
Hi, Alan, are you there?
Hi, Misty. How are you?
Good. How about with you?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm out here on Western Boulevard, and I don't have many advantages on Glen Hargett in the area news gathering, but I got one I wanted to share with you.
Great.
We're going to take you out into the storm with this telephone system that I've rigged up here so that you can actually hear now what it sounded like on Western Boulevard. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
We're getting serious wind gusts out here, Misty. We've lost apparently about 1 out of every 3 of the Bartlett pear trees along Western Boulevard. They are down in the middle of the road. They're on the side of the road, but I cannot believe it. People are still out here trying to travel through this. Whoa, hold on just a second.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we're getting wind gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour, and to tell you how hard it is to stand up out here right now, I'm standing behind a solid rock post that helps hold up part of the building out here, and if I step out to the side, you can hear how much louder the wind is. And And the rain is coming down really seriously here now. If anybody doesn't have to be out in this, don't be. I'm going back inside so I can talk to you.
Well, be careful. Now, you said people are actually out in this. Are they out in vehicles?
People have been driving up and down Western Boulevard almost nonstop, and there goes another vehicle right now out there. They don't appear to be emergency vehicles. These are just cars and trucks that are transiting in the area. That's the only thing that I've seen, though, to indicate that folks aren't taking this too seriously. And I understand that from talking to Marvin Doherty a few minutes ago and hearing the latest from Channel 7, that the worst of the winds aren't here yet. So please, people, if you don't have to go outside, stay inside right now.
Well, are you hearing how close we are to the eye?
The eye is approaching us. That's why the wind intensity has picked up here in the last few minutes, Misty. But in terms of it, no, I really haven't heard. I do know that the eye is approaching us now, though.
Okay. Have you had any more reports of any structural damage in the county?
Structural damage pretty widespread. I just got a call from someone a short time ago over in the Cape Carteret area that lives relatively close to where the amphitheater is for Worthy as the Lamb, one of our tow workers here. She's telling me that people are trying to evacuate houses because the wind is coming up in the White Oak River over there pretty significantly around the Swansboro and Cape Carteret areas. That's probably part of the storm surge as the eye is by. So folks in that area may want to be aware as well if they're tuning into your station right now.
So those folks are still trying to evacuate at this point?
Well, they're evacuating mainly because the water is coming up in their yards now along the far edge of the river from Swansboro. I would imagine that most of the folks that got out could, but they're trying to move right now because they said there are at least 8 or 10 foot waves in the river, and if you can imagine that, they've got to be breaking over the bridge on Highway 24 in Swansboro.
Wow, sounds like it. All right, Alan, thanks for checking in with us. Take care, and if you will, give us a yell back a little later and check in with us.
Anything we hear, we'll pass on, Misty.
Great, thank you very much. I believe on line 2 we have a resident calling in from Holly Ridge.
Actually, it's the Thomas Landing area.
Okay.
Okay, apparently the eye of the storm has passed to the west of us. We're getting the heaviest rains we've had any of the time. We've got widespread damage. All the large-sized trees and so forth are blown down. We have trees across the road, and but the whole forest area looks like a battle zone. It's totally destroyed all the large trees throughout the whole area down here.
Now, tell me again where you're calling from.
Thomas Landing, which is between Holly Ridge and Sneaks Ferry. I'm about 2 miles from the ocean on the land side.
How is is there any flooding there where you're at?
No, not yet. But we're getting the heaviest rains we've had of any of the time right now.
Right. How long have you lived there?
I've been here all day.
Wow. I mean, how long have you lived there?
Oh, I've been living here about 20 years.
20 years. Have you ever? How does this compare to other storms you've seen?
This is worse since I've been here.
Wow.
And I expect that we're going to get some reports where the wind's been blowing on. I expect when we get some reports from the beach, I expect some widespread damage there.
Right. Have you had any reports from the beach?
No, I have not.
Okay. What about, are many people out where you're at?
Well, there's a few people out trying to, I seen my neighbor over trying to cut a tree where he's blown down on a mobile home over. I see him over there doing that, and I see just a few people, but the roads are pretty much blocked by trees and so forth. They're having to drive around shoulders and so forth.
Right.
But not many people there.
Okay. And you said that is the intensity worse now than it has been?
The wind is not, but the rains, we're really getting the rain right now. The winds have now gone around to the south here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for checking in with us. We appreciate it. Thanks for talking with us. Great. Thanks. Right here we have Chip Medlin. He's a local attorney here in town. He's sitting here with us. Chip, you've been out and about, and you look like it. You're sort of wet. Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, we've, myself, Hal Waters, and Bert Jones, and Heather, we've been out kind of checking on the damage. Kind of got cabin fever. Know what the wisest thing to do, but we've been down to the downtown area, the riverfront. The waves are breaking over the riverfront now. Boats look like they're about to float on shore down there at the point. A lot of power lines down, and the depot, downtown Jacksonville, the end of it is just kind of torn off of it.
Oh, really?
A lot of extensive damage down there.
What are you seeing? Any other structural damage?
Looks like a lot of siding coming off of houses and condominiums down there at the riverfront point. A lot of power lines, like I said, just hanging on other power lines and down the ground.
I can give you their number.
Pretty bad.
Right. And you're without power, and you're tired of waiting out the storm, I guess.
Well, not really tired of waiting on the storm, because it's just getting here, but like I said, I had a little bit of cabin fever, but we had, Bert and I had been earlier to Plymouth to take a family there to, believe it or not, Manio for safety, and then we had to drive back, and we were kind of edgy driving back, coming back from Newbern and Little Washington, and we made it back in town just as the big winds were starting to hit here. So we've been on the road quite a bit, and then we come in town, we've been back now about 2 or 3 hours, and seen the intensity really pick up.
So you drove to Manio?
Drove to Plymouth and had a group come and meet us halfway from Manio and made an exchange, then came back.
What did you see while you were driving?
Just a lot of rain, really. We kept looking to the treetops because, like I said, we were a little edgy, and we kept saying the wind's not blowing that heavy yet, so we were really pretty happy to see that. We had a good drive back into town. A lot of water on the road, hydroplaning, that kind of thing, but really made it back in town before it got really bad.
Excuse me, but Chip, does it seem like the drivers that are on the road are doing a lot of rubbernecking, or do they seem to be people who are driving with a purpose?
I hadn't seen that many drivers on the road. From the downtown area, I saw a couple of emergency vehicles, sheriff's department vehicles, looked like they were on routine patrol. One other car besides ours really going anywhere. And basically, you know, like I said, we had no business being out there. And I say from first-hand experience, if you're out there, please turn around and go back home. I only live a short distance from here, and with the way the wind's blowing, as soon as I leave here, we're going straight back and batting down the hatches again and just ride this thing out. And I encourage everybody to ride this thing out.
What are the driving conditions out there? Can you feel the wind rocking your vehicle?
You can, but the wind is blowing so hard and it's pushing water off the road, but it's still piling up in certain areas. There's a lot of flooding down in the Bayshore area and downtown area.
That's just my mic, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're going to be breaking away here in about 15 seconds for the news, and of course, Chip, we're glad you were able to drop by. I hope you're able to get home safely.
Y'all too. Y'all be safe too.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Chip. Thanks for stopping in with us.
Take care.
Okay, we're going to go to NCNN News now. You are listening to 1240 AM, WJNC, Jacksonville.
Blasting the beaches. Good evening, I'm Matt Kelly, I'm a North Carolina News Network. Hurricane Bertha's winds aren't backing off as the eye of the storm skims northward, riding the coastline. Sustained winds of 105 miles an hour are smashing windows, peeling off roofs, and blowing bits of debris like bullets. Tens of thousands of people are without power in New Hanover and Brunswick counties, with some streets a foot deep in floodwaters. Reporter Mike Vaquero in Wilmington says there's been considerable damage, but
you know, a good part of this is that there have been no injuries reported at this time, no fatalities, and that's despite that at Curry Beach, a roof of a house was lifted off with the residents in it. They were quickly taken care of by the emergency management crews that were down there.
The wide storm has spun off several destructive bands. Possible tornadoes have been sighted in Craven, Carteret, Northampton, and Wilson counties, while a roof was torn off the Hunt Horse Complex at the State Fairgrounds here in Raleigh, along with a 2-mile path of shredded trees and down power lines in Cary. State Emergency Management spokesman Tom Ditt says he has no specifics on the damage because his people are still inside and out of danger for now.
The latest report that we have is the high is over Carolina Beach, and so that's one of the reasons that we're not able to get out and look at damage. However, the term that we've heard is significant and considerable.
Several piers have collapsed under the pounding surf and hurricane-force winds, including the landmark Johnny Mercer Pier at Wrightsville Beach. Some 7,000 people are in shelters now in both Carolinas, as 300,000 residents and tourists have fled inland. Forecasters say the strongest winds will likely hit Carteret and Onslow counties. The storm's eye is expected to move inland in Onslow or Pender counties, northeast of Wilmington. That'll put Bogue Banks and Morehead City on the dangerous east side of the hurricane. Current position atop Topsail Beach, moving north-northeast at 14, winds at 105. You're listening to NCNN.
This is fresh in Italy.
Bellissima, bellissima, amore. Ti amo.
This is fresh in France.
Mon chéri, je t'emmène sur ma sœur.
This is fresh in Russia. This is fresh in Tanzania.
Nina taka wiwi. Nina pinda wiwi.
No way.
And this is fresh in America.
Tyson Alley Farms fresh chicken. When it comes to chicken, nothing's fresher. It's why more people eat Tyson Alley Farms than any other brand. Grown locally, delivered fresh every day. Ask your grocer or butcher for it by name. Tyson Alley Farms. We're chicken and proud of it.
We've heard so much about Hurricane Bertha. Now a story from the other side of the state. An Asheville mother is thanking the community after medical supplies were stolen. Dave Abbott reports.
Earlier this week, Kathy Mashburn's home was broken into and all her daughter's diabetic supplies were stolen. That's when the entire community stepped in.
Complimentary, of course. So right now we're just waiting for the storm to blow over and for the power to come back on.
At least 40,000 people are without power, and correspondent Ross Simpson reports a curfew has been clamped on Carolina Beach.
Saying they can no longer tell the good guys from the bad guys, meaning local personnel, rescue, fire, and law enforcement from the media. Police are now going through Carolina Beach and asking everyone to leave. They've declared a 24-hour curfew on this beachfront community that was hard hit by Hurricane Bertha.
Hurricane warnings extend up the coast to Chincoteague, Virginia. I'm Charles Van Dyke.
It's August 15th and you're vacuuming the house when...
All of Western Boulevard is impassable at this time. Power is widespread out. We just spoke to some of our friends over at the Jacksonville Daily News. Power is out over there. We interviewed the regional editor from the Wilmington Morning Star. They're going to have to publish their paper in Fayetteville as a result of that power being out down there in the Wilmington area as it is. And so this is really a bad situation, and you're going to hear some other reports from some of our callers as to what the circumstances are. Here in a few seconds, I understand we're going to be going to NBC News for 30 seconds, we're going to be going to NBC News here now for a report on a national perspective.
What we were getting.
One of the things that has happened, as we said, is knocked out our satellite services, so too those across town and such, and so we're having to rely on some national services and to listen for these reports. So let's indeed join the NBC News.
We have another few seconds here, and then we'll be joining him as we count down right now, and then we'll go, and we'll be back right after that.
Well, I'm down here on the west side of 17, backed up against the New River, and we got a little brook out here on the side of my house that's overflowing the banks here.
It's not a little brook no more, is it?
Oh no, it's not. Trees are toppled everywhere, flying around. Probably about 2 hours ago, we had a manhole cover fly about 35 feet in the air, straight out of the ground. I don't know.
Water pressure?
Oh yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. I'm originally from Virginia. I've seen a couple hurricanes myself, but I had never seen a manhole cover shoot out of the ground.
Well, there's a lot of water trying to get through that system right now, and that could create some pressure as it all tries to get in the same place at the same time. And it's got to go somewhere.
Oh, I guess it does.
Yeah. It just goes to show that the potential for danger that's out there can come from a lot of directions besides just swirling out of the sky. The pressure, the wind, the water, it's all the elements of nature are contained in a hurricane. It's just one big power package.
And we've also noticed that the rain is starting to go in the other direction now. I don't know exactly how. We haven't had power since about 1 o'clock, so I haven't been able to gain any kind of...
Well, as the storm passes and the eye passes, you'll notice a change in direction in the winds. The prevailing winds will kind of swing around the clock there. And the rain, it all seems to switch directions on you because what was coming from one direction is now the back side of it. So it's kind of like getting the flip side of the rain. What came from your right now comes from your left. That sort of thing.
Yeah, but other than that, just the power lines are twisted up. It looks like they're going to snap in half.
Right.
Trees.
Well, y'all stay safe there. You got power where you're at, or y'all all blacked out?
We haven't had power for about 7 hours.
That's right. You just told me that. Wasn't I listening? Yes. Is everybody safe there in your home? Everybody's...
Yeah, we're safe. I don't think we'd be much safe outside. Dumpster doors look like they're about to fly off, too. I think one of them has come off the dumpster out there.
Well, just stay together and ride it out. And if there's anything you need to know, we'll try to get it out there to all of y'all here on JNC. And we're glad you are listening, and we're glad we're all together for this, and that so far we haven't had any reports of anybody losing their life to the storm, and we hope it stays that way.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all take care and keep listening.
All right, thanks.
Have a good day.
All right.
And I think I might have another call here, and we'll check it out. Caller, are you there?
Yes, how you doing?
We're doing okay. How about yourself?
Pretty good. My name is Richard Patterson.
Yes, Richard.
And we down here in Piney Green, and the storm is very, very blue-ticious down on this end.
It is. There's still got quite a bit of wind kicking at your way?
Yeah, the wind is just very stupendous. And the rainfall and everything. It's trees blowing everywhere. Trees is down on the road. This is full of water. It's just crazy, man.
It's like all the things you think you've seen in some special effects in movies, and it's real.
Right.
And truly 3D.
But just a little bit like Twister, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
But it's very blotitious, and all I just tell everybody they just got to pray to the God and everything. Everything will be all right.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be. I mean, we've gotten this far through it, and hopefully we've seen the worst, and we're just going to have to ride out the rest.
Right. So which way is the storm supposed to be going now?
Well, they're saying that the eye is moving to the west of us, which means it's kind of back over behind us now. It kind of came ashore south of us and moved up and kind of moved in around, so it's kind of slipped off to the side of us as it continues its northerly kind of track. And as it does that, we should begin to see more diminishing as it breaks up over land. Of course, breaking up is a relative term. How fast it breaks up remains to be seen. Hopefully it'll be rapid, and we'll just have a lot of clouds with a lot of rain to drop, and the wind will die down, and everything will get back to normal real quick. And tomorrow morning we can start picking up all the pieces out there.
Yeah, the whole deal behind the whole deal is we really got to do that, because it's going to be a lot of work for people to do tomorrow.
Well, those people who've been unemployed may find some instantaneous entrepreneurship upon them, and they may be able to go out there and find a way to earn a few extra dollars, help out their neighbor, and do a good turn. You know, we all can lend a hand. If you got a saw and some time off, well, maybe it's time to help your neighbor.
Right. Okay, I appreciate you having me on the radio. All I got to say is hard, but it's fair. You know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate you listening, and thank you for calling.
All right.
And I'm going to check to see if this flashing light belongs to us here. Hello, caller. You're on the air, and you ready to talk?
Yes, I am.
And what's going on where you're living?
I'm off of on Doris Avenue, and there's trees down near the library. My backyard is...
Can you see the library from your house? Does the library itself seem to be pretty much free of fallen trees?
It's intact. There are trees, like, in the back of it near the apartments that are down.
But the structure seems to be okay. Of course, you can't really tell about the roof from where you are. But...
Oh, I can see the roof. It's clear. It's fine.
Okay.
My backyard is totally, like, flooded.
Well, the library's one of my favorite places. I hope it's okay.
It's okay.
Good.
It's okay.
Well, so and how's the rest of your street? Do your neighbors seem to be have fared okay? Is there a lot of trees down? Has there been any damages to houses there along Doris?
Well, we can't see too far up. We're the last house on Doris Avenue, so we can't see really too far, just like across the street and everything.
Right.
There's just trees down I can see in the neighbor's backyard. And in our backyard, there are lots of trees down, and in the woods behind us.
Well, it seems that from where you're looking, though, you don't have any first-hand knowledge of any houses being damaged right around your immediate area.
No, not that I know of.
Well, hopefully that's true for all the on the street. And y'all can all talk about the roof below across the fence in the days to come, and hopefully not have to bring out any hankies over anything.
Well, hopefully not. Well, the creek next to us is overflowing. It's in our backyard.
Ooh.
It's about, the back fence is like almost gone.
It's hard to imagine where all that water comes from, isn't it?
It is. It's
just
totally unbelievable.
It just seems to come out of almost nowhere, and when it's gone, it just seems like it never was.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Well, y'all take care over there, and
thanks for
stay dry.
Here and keeping us informed.
Well, that's what we like to do.
Okay.
So, thank you. Bye-bye. And my lights are still lighting up, and is this a caller here?
Yes, it is.
Okay, caller, come on, talk to me.
Oh my God, you don't believe the damage this place is doing.
What part of the county are you living in?
I am in base housing, and I have had a tree uprooted right in front of my yard and come down on both my neighbors and I's truck. It has just completely come down on top of both of it, and it has uprooted itself, oh my God, in every place possible.
Are base personnel moving about the housing areas? Is there like a regular patrol out there, or are they just kind of waiting for it to be over before they actually respond out that way?
I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen anybody. Earlier I did before the wind started really heavily, but I haven't seen anybody since. But we got power lines down there in front of our yard. My husband and I can't even get out of the house. We've got a tree blocking our front door.
Ooh.
And it's just...
You got water and food?
we got food. We just can't fix it. All of our electricity's out, so...
Well,
but
pork and beans can be eaten right out of the can.
Yeah, there you go.
Slice of bread and pork and beans used to be my lunch when I went fishing, so...
Yeah, my mother called up from Maryland and says, God, are you okay? She says, you better start breaking out them cans of food.
Yeah. Well, that's why you always have to have something in your cupboard that don't have to be heated and don't have to be prepared, but can be eaten as it is.
Yeah.
And then one gust of wind came through and lifted it right out.
Lifted. I mean, I pushed it over. Lifted it.
Lifted it right
out.
out.
That must have been, were you watching when it happened?
He was watching.
Wow. Did you have your video camera go?
Actually, no, but has a camera.
Thought about it afterwards, didn't you? Well, is your house safe?
Yes, everything's safe.
Oh, that's, well, if you weren't being dry right now, you'd probably know it.
Yeah.
But so as long as you're high and dry, well, trees can be cut up and removed, and new ones can be planted.
It's a big tree.
Well, it can make a lot of firewood then.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's some people going to make a lot of firewood in the next few weeks around Jacksonville. It's going to be the sounds of saws will be filling the air for quite some time, and the city will just be patient as we try to get this cleared. I mean, that's another thing too. People are going to have to be patient. The city will help clear the debris, but there's just so much of it. It cannot all disappear when it's trash pickup, believe me.
Exactly.
And so we have to stack it neatly and just endure and wait and pull together, because we're a community and we pull together in this community.
So how's the storm? Do we still have to wait it out?
Yeah, the storm hasn't really officially passed us by. There's still rain, there's still wind, and of course, as you can see with the tree that's down there are trees and debris out all over the roads. It's still best to just go ahead and stay where you are and not really venture out. You really shouldn't venture out tonight. You probably should wait till tomorrow and let's see as the assessments begin to roll in and services begin to be restored and we can kind of size up how things are going. That might be a better time to think about moving if that's what's needed. But if you can at all possibly stay where you are, then you're better off staying where you are than going somewhere else right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, you have a good one. Enjoy it.
Well, we're trying to, and thanks for calling and listening.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, let's see if we have any more.
Hey.
Is this another caller?
Yeah, I'm in Montclair Housing.
Montclair Housing. What's happening in Montclair?
Well, we've got a 70-foot tree down across in front of our yard, a 40-foot tree down across the back. Our neighbors have a tree in their roof. Neighbors to the left have 3 trees in their roof. Maple trees down all over the water that's up to the handle of your car. Please don't come to Montclair.
Well, you convinced me.
Please don't do it. We're in the middle. I'm on Berkshire. And Yorkshire, between Berkshire and Yorkshire, there's a drainage easement. Well, that ditch ran to the road. And the water in this area is all the way from Victoria to Sheffield.
Wow.
I mean, in the street. It looks like Venice.
You have a gondola?
My husband and I are so thankful that a tree has not hit our house. Our neighbors haven't been quite as lucky.
Are there any trees left to hit your house?
Oh, yeah, they are. And when this back pressure comes, that's what we're praying for. So right now it's the lull. You know, we've been through several.
Well, hopefully this thing will start breaking up and maybe it won't hit quite as intensely on the backside. Maybe we'll get a break.
Well, if there's any Jordies or any of my relatives out there, I hope you're safe and sound. Thank you, Lord. This tree went just even with our house. We are so thankful.
Well, we're thankful too. We're thankful for your listeners. It's nice when we find out who a lot of our community is out there that never calls at the times, but are calling now, and it's always nice to hear new voices on the radio.
Well, just take it easy in the Montclair area because we don't want any roamers getting stuck. We already had one car who thought he could swim through it like a gondola. Just take it easy.
Well, this is the time to stay put and not go out unless it's an absolute emergency, and even then think about it.
Because of electric wires.
Well, electric wires and deep water and the fact that you really may not get where you're going.
We still have water in the houses here, no electricity. Because electricity's been out of that good while.
Yes, but the county's asking that you don't drink the water.
That's right, don't do it. How long has the NOAA weather station been out? Because my weather radio hasn't been getting them for quite a few hours.
I'm not aware of it being out. I'm not aware of it. I just know we stopped receiving our reports around 2:30.
That's right. That's when my weather station went out. I have a 24-hour battery weather band.
Right, we have one here too, and I don't think I've heard it squawk lately.
It went out at the same time. We do thank you. Hope everybody keep up the good work there. Keep us alert. Everybody stay in. Be safe. Don't be stupid. Think. Don't think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling and listening.
Happy birthday day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And do we have a call here on line 1?
I just want to tell you the best that I've had.
Coming out for a little break here. See these trees that came up out of the ground. Hey, pulled it right out. Whew. Another one out there. Fell up over onto the deck, the side of the house. Yeah, this was the morning after Hurricane Bertha. This is a pecan tree. See up there where it split off. It's part of an oak tree and a dogwood tree laying back there. There's part of the oak. Right up out of the ground. Gotta watch out for snakes because I've already seen two out back when I was taking pictures earlier. Almost got this tree. Those were some oaks or maples, I'm not sure what they were. Damage to the shop roof, front and rear. A lot of trees down. These 6x12s back here. They blew about, I'll say 10, 12 feet over to this side. There's damage up on the shop on this side. The wind last night, that was massive to me. I think it's amazing how it can just rip apart trees. Well, the hurricane didn't cause the stumps to be sitting there, though. Can't do that. I know.
Bird nest in there.
It almost got that one.
Bird nest in
Yeah.
there. Didn't even blow the Christmas.
We'll walk around the house with me. There's a rabbit cage that I've been using as a guinea pig cage.
Did you film the big tree?
This is the way it's on its side now. It was upside down, but I had to get the guinea pig out last night in the storm. And there's the oak tree. It was an oak tree. It's bent. The oak tree is laying on the deck right now. I think what's holding the rest of it up is the pecan tree, which is the tall one up there. The back shot of the shop, shingles are ripped off also. Not as much as you see up front, maybe a little bit more. Out back here, you see there's a lot of cleaning up to do. It tore apart the garden. It was a really nice garden. I feel bad about my plants laying on the ground, but that's Dad's. His garden was real pretty. But everything was just tore down. And just snap that rig right in half. Well, the ditch is running free. Usually the ditch is all clogged up from trash from the neighbor. Just took these trees right over.
just like at the plant, the video.
Well, we're live, Steve. We made it through a category 2
Have you gone out and looked?
hurricane. You can't even get down to the floor.
Oh, there's trees all over the people down. Can you believe it? Travis has to stop. I told Steve, now I know, if anything bigger than a 3 ever came, I'd leave.
I'm telling you,
I would leave. We didn't have no big know that. I was hoping and praying the whole time that trailer would be swept into the next county. Still standing right there. What is that word from over there?
Look, who's hoping?
You wouldn't have any water?
Yeah. Is anyone...
Molly! Hey, girl! Hey, girl!
Three and 4.